We're talking Yellow Toe Taxi versus the Pollen. They're both good. Let's go. YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out another video. We have a good one in my opinion. Listen, I was gonna do like the typical review on this beautiful shoe here, but let's be honest, there's tons of them. This sneaker market is crazy right now. I mean, it's a perfect time for someone who's starting to get into the sneaker game, or just enthusiasts who love sneakers, right? Besides the hyped ones, the market is just crazy. And so because these are sitting at a fairly low price, I mean, we're talking maybe $20, $30, $40 tops over retail right now. And we're talking about a month ahead of, a scheduled release. It's kind of crazy to think that you can get a Jordan 1 like this Taxi or Yellow Toe, for $220, give or take, right? Like that to me is mind blown. If this would have dropped, I don't know, 2 years ago, this would have easily been a $600, maybe even a $500 shoe, a month out of its release. But for it to be sitting at $220, you guys know there's tons of videos out there. So this won't be a detailed review per se. It's going to be more of a comparison with this bad boy here because, some people are deciding which one to get, or if you have this one, should I buy this one? Or shoot, maybe you're crazy like me and you say, hey, I need to have both. We'll go over the differences. We'll go over each shoe. And I'll make it a quick video for you guys. But before we dive into that, I do want to say thank you all. My gosh, we have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's go.
High five.
We are officially at the 1,000. We are part of the 1,000 subscriber club, and I am beyond stoked, beyond thankful. Thank you all. For the support, the love, the continuous, coming back and checking out these crazy videos. It means everything to me. So next video I drop, as promised, I will announce the 1,000 subscriber giveaway winner. If you haven't, participated in that giveaway, it's still open until I obviously announce it, which will be my next video. Go and check out the SB Dunk Fruit Pack video. I'll leave it up here somewhere. That's where all the instructions are. If you want to partake in that giveaway, we are giving away a pair of Dunk Pandas. Some pandas. Panda.
Listen, hey! I got bras in Atlanta.
Hate it or love it, it's a dope shoe. You can rock it with everything. So go and participate if you haven't. And if you have already, be on the lookout. Next video, I will be announcing the winner. So, Yellow Toe Taxi and the Pollen. I'm going to be quite honest with you. First of all, I know we're getting a lot of comparisons to the Shatter backboard. In some pictures, they do make this color look a lot more orange. But when you get it in hand, it really is more of a yellow orange. It's definitely inspired by New York taxi cabs. I mean, that's where the name Taxi comes in. But then you compare it to this shoe here, and I'll be quite honest with you. I thought the yellows were going to be a lot more similar, and they are completely different. Obviously, same family as far as color, but different shades and hues. And I like both. They're so different that I think you can technically have both in the collection. But before we go into the shoe, let's talk about the box, because I thought the boxes were super cool. So with the Jordan 1 Pollen, you get the black box with the Pollen or yellow, right? Whereas for the taxis, it's inverted. You get that taxi color and then the black Nike, so you guys can see here briefly how different the boxes look. Both super cool. I love when Jordan Brand does this because, again, I myself store my shoes in the boxes, so it just makes it so much easier to, you know, pinpoint which shoe is what. Now, let's talk about the leather. Again, because of the color blocking, I think people keep saying, oh, it reminds me of the Shatter backboard. And yes, the color blocking is very similar to the Shatter backboard as far as, you know, the color blocking, right? But leather quality wise, if I'm being honest, I mean, let's go panel by panel. If we look at the toe boxes, the toe box on the Pollen is, in my opinion, softer. As you guys can see here, it is just a softer leather than the Taxi. The toe guard, or the mud guard, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to go with toe guard. The leather quality is about the same. It's soft. It's not like the softest that I've, you know, touched on a Jordan 1 before. And yeah, I mean, they're fairly similar. Now, if we look at the center part, or the center panel here, again, they're about the same as far as, you know, the touch and feel. Very soft, but nothing crazy. And really the main difference, and you'll notice here as you guys look at this B-roll, is the center panel on the Taxi is that wrinkled, you know, tumbled leather, as you guys can see here, versus the Pollen is definitely more just of that like tumbled, fake tumble they put on there. It's not as wrinkly as, you know, you guys can see here on the Taxi. Now, with that said, I think that those wrinkles make it seem, you know, that the leather is a bit softer, but in reality, they feel exactly the same. If we look at the back of the shoe, I mean, you guys can see the different hue or shade of yellow. The Pollen, very smooth leather on the back, whereas you guys can see here, there's a little bit of tumbleness to the Taxi or yellow toe. So again, very slight differences. When we look at the tongue, obviously both nylon, but you guys can see here that the Nike tags are a bit different. White with that Taxi color, and then it's Pollen with white and black as far as the Nike tag, I'm sorry, on the nylon tongue. As far as the outsole, yellow's very different, and yes, I wear my shoes, so I apologize. The Pollen, as you guys can see, is a little dirty, but again, different shade of yellow. I know on camera this looks a little bit more orange, but in person it really isn't as orange. It's definitely more of that yellow orange. Think of a crayon box. Think of that yellow orange color. That's literally what this looks like in person. I think in camera, or on camera, I'm sorry, it does give off, or it, you know, obviously when it goes from here to, you know, the lens, I think it makes it look a little more orange, but it really isn't in person. The Pollen is definitely more of a muted yellow. It's definitely more of that just plain matte yellow, very faded, I guess you could say, whereas this is definitely a lot more vibrant. But yeah, as far as leather quality, guys, I think they're both very similar. The only other difference that I noticed was the sock liner. On the Pollen, there's a sheen to the you know, material that they used, versus on the Taxi, it's definitely more just, you know, flat. There's no sheen to that material. Leather quality on the collar, again, this is where they kind of flip-flop, where the collar leather here is smooth on the Taxi, versus on the Pollen, it's a little bit more tumbled. So they kind of flip-flopped in that sense. As far as the swoosh, also on the Pollen, very smooth. And then on the Taxi, you kind of get that tumbled, wrinkly effect leather, which again, when you see that, you automatically think, oh, super soft leather. But I'm feeling and touching both guys, and yeah, I mean, they don't feel that much different. If anything, every time I go to touch like the toe leather, the leather on the toe when it comes to the Pollen is softer to the touch. That doesn't mean it's better leather. It's just sometimes the way they process or the coatings they put on these leathers, you know, that give it that soft effect or soft feel. Soft doesn't always mean better quality, but since we're talking about just how they feel, I would say they're very, very similar. And that's about it. You know, we get a sail kind of midsole here versus a true white. And then of course the color blocking is huge. And this is why I think they both can be in your collection. You get a black toe, you know, here, different color blocking, and you get this very infamous, right, bread, you know, toe color blocking. This color blocking is definitely more of a popular one. But I like both. I think they both hit different, you know. You can definitely have both in your collection. Now, if you're interested in this taxi or yellow toe, this does release September 24th for $170. I know this shoe has been highly anticipated. We should have gotten this about 3 years ago if I remember seeing images, but even then the yellow on those images, if you guys remember, was a lot brighter. So I'm glad Jordan Brand decided to bring this out. I think they brought it out at a time which, if I'm honest, is perfect. If you truly love the sneaker, the market right now is just doing crazy stuff to the point where you can get these shoes for, in my opinion, stupid cheap. And I say that because, again, if this would have dropped 2-3 years ago, this would have been a $500-600 shoe. And to think that this is only $220 a month out before release, that to me is cheap. I definitely think this shoe will sell out. I definitely think that this shoe will go up in price because it has a very similar look and color blocking to the infamous Shatter backboard, which that is, you know, $1,000+ shoe. So this will be a long hold. I think in a year's time, we'll probably see this go up in price. So definitely, if you're gonna try to cop, I would say go. For me, I think it's gonna be a double up. You know, rock one, stock one. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to, you know, briefly show you guys one other thing. This shoe does not come with extra laces. You will get just the black. The Pollen actually comes with white laces as well as the Pollen laces. So for $170, Jordan Brand said, we're giving you the color blocking, the shoe you wanted, no extra laces. So kind of bummed out. I wish they would have given us maybe some sale laces, but again, you guys can lace swap. I will show you both on feet, as you guys can see here, how they look. Again, they both look good. Different hues. If you like yellow, you can have both. They're very different. Color blocking obviously makes them completely different. And I was hyped about this shoe. I know that people call this a brick, and it wasn't a very popular one. I mean, even now you can get this for dirt cheap, close to retail, sometimes even below retail. I've seen some sizes. I think now it's, you know, closer to retail. And then this, you know, 20-30 bucks over. That to me is just crazy. But let me know, guys, which one would you guys pick? Which one do you like more? Let me know down below. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't take it for granted. I am enjoying this journey. I truly appreciate you. And yeah, till next time, peace.